I just want to thank everybody for coming. I want to thank our leaders showing up. I want to thank the federal government and territorial government for all the work they've done in the last 2-3 months to get to this stage. I want to thank Ethel from SSI for attending, and Grand Chief Frank Andrew. I want to thank them for both coming, bringing some members from Toledo and Norman Wells. The self-government agreement process has been a long, drawn-out process. When we started it, I really thought it'll take me 2 years. Nowhere in my dream that I would think it'd take 18 years. I had other plans for my life. I think other people had plans for me, and they didn't tell me. With that comment, I just want to mention to people in Deline that the idea of self-government is not new. It doesn't come from people like me. It comes from people way before us. These people lived for thousands of years before us, and they survived by teaching one another. They survived by passing on knowledge so that when we deal with the harshest conditions in the world, we can overcome them. We can fix any issues or any problems that are bothering us or we're faced with. And part of that is working together. We've been under tremendous changes in the last 50, 60 years. Changes that made us to where we are today. More changes yet to come if the prophets are right in what they talk about the future. So we've still got a series of other changes that we're going to be faced with. Some of the stories that they talk about has to do with water becoming the most valuable resource in the world. In that Great Bear Lake, it's the only place that we will have this water in the world, and people will come. There's visions of how much people will come, not numbers, but how much people. By telling us how many boats will be at this lake. If that's true, if that much people come, we won't be in control of our own land, let alone our own water, our own resources, or our own life, if we don't get ready, if we don't prepare, if we don't plan for the future. When we talk about the future, I recall when I was a kid growing up in Deline, I always hear the elders and the leaders talk about, we're doing it for the kids. We're doing it for the kids. And when we were young, we always thought, gee, if they're doing it for the kids, how come they don't give me nothing? How come they don't give me a skidoo? How come they don't give me money? How come they don't give me this? That's not what they were talking about. As I got older and I listened to the elders more and more, I start to realize in my own head that they're talking about your future. They're talking about passing on knowledge so that our people can survive the next generation and the next generation and the next generation. That's what they were talking about. And today, I want to initial something that I think we've all done a wonderful job at building. The self-government agreement, a tool to help our people prepare our youth for the next generation. As if we're not ready, others will take over. We will not have control of our future, our direction, our dreams, our visions. So when you go forward, take the time to learn about the agreement. We listen to everything people have told us. We've studied, we've worked hard on understanding how the federal government works, how the territorial government works, how every department, every division works. Our team worked very hard on learning everything that goes on in this town. We have a lot of good things in this community, but we also have a lot of issues that we need to work on. When we give the tool in the future, self-government is to proceed. If we give that tool to the leaders, you're basically giving the leaders the tools and this community the ability to address all the issues that we are faced with. This is what we need. This is what we want in order to fix things. It's also a tool to bring the community together. I always use the analogy that our future leaders, if we get all the jurisdictions that we want to draw down, we might have 200 employees working for one leader. 200 employees working towards elders' visions and the prophets' visions. 200 employees working to solve problems in this community. Housing issues, social issues, justice issues. There is no reason why we can't help one another solve all the problems that we're faced with this community and support one another. This self-government agreement will help us do that. It will help us achieve everything that we dreamed of. Take the time to learn. We have booths here that will help you, educate you, help you understand. Leonard mentioned previous chiefs, John Tetzel, Raymond Tanaton, Raymond Tucho, Andrew Kenny, Leroy Andre. I think Charlie was a chief for a little bit. Leonard Kenny, I've worked with John Tucho, president, Peter Medico, Raymond Tanaton, Leroy again, Gina Dolphus. Those are all the leaders that I've worked with over the years, and my self-government team also worked on. I need to pay special recognition to my team. First off, before I do that, I want to thank the leaders in the community for keeping my team together. In 18 years, sometimes you want to quit. There's all kinds of reasons why you want to quit. Sometimes it could be your own family. Sometimes you get frustrated, people not helping. Sometimes you get frustrated, people poking you in the back, talking behind your back. But the late George Koitkin told me 3 days before he passed away, He wanted me to see him in the hospital. I went to visit him. George talked before about self-government in the 70s, and Leonard alluded to it. He said to me, what you're doing regarding self-government is right. He says, whatever you do, don't quit, don't stop. There will be people out there that are going to drag you down, or they're going to try. Not because what they're doing is right, it's because of jealousy or hate. Government's going to try to stop you. He said, keep moving and not to give up. The team that I was placed with that helped me all the way through this process, where we helped one another, basically we became a family. We were already a family, but we became closer. Each and every one of them have a unique character about them. AJ keeps me smiling. Charlie keeps supporting through prayers, and we keep moving. Frederick, another character that keeps you going. Dolphus Catan, who's not here. Leo and Alfred. Paul Baton. I can't thank those three enough, because I think this community really owes those guys something. We should be honored with the highest honor this community or any government can give them. They've been involved with the band since the 60s. They've been involved with the Land Corporation. They've never stopped. They haven't been on some of the councils or the boards lately. You know why? They realize that the system is not perfect. So they spent the last 18 years helping us negotiate something that we think will be perfect. They've dedicated almost their entire lives to serving this community. They helped me stay focused. A lot of times I want to give up, and I want to thank them for helping me through to get to where I am today. Jeffrey Grunwald Wood, Gary Juniper, are two fellas that helped us start. They both passed away way before their time, but they both dedicated a lot of hours to this file. We almost spent 5 years trying to convince people that it's the right thing to do, and we had to work with a lot of people to do that. I want to really thank them and their family for their time they had with us. I want to thank staff that worked with me for a lot of years. Brian Crane, this guy is amazing. Can you stand up, Brian? I gotta recognize you, please. Mr. Crane not only negotiated and helped us with this agreement, but he's also negotiated your land claim agreement. That was 1993. Mr. Crane supported us tremendously through these negotiations, kept us organized. 2 years ago, I think Brian was almost ready for retirement, and he says to me, he says, Danny, they want me out of the firm, but I ain't going nowhere, he says. I want to wait till we finish still in a self-government agreement, and I want to thank him for hanging out with us because we didn't have to get another lawyer. And we also had Steve Mills out of the Yukon negotiate our financial transfer agreement. Other lawyers, Max Fye, Graham Regan. I've been working behind the scenes with Brian, sometimes filling in for him. Another negotiator we had was Mark Siegel, who negotiated our tax agreement. Mark's not here with us today, but I wish him well in his endeavors and to deal with his health. Two people that really helped me and help our team stay organized and stay on track. Stephanie Fox, she's not here with us today because she's helping getting Yellowknife organized for tomorrow. That's what we do here today, we're going to do in Yellowknife tomorrow. She's been the backbone of making sure that I stay organized and helping me with all the political or legal issues to take on these guys. Not easy. She's tremendous. One lady that's been keeping me really organized and constantly working for me, Patricia, with us, I can't say thank you enough, wherever you are. Oh, there she is. Nancy. We have other staff members that we've just hired recently, Clarence Tucho over there, and then we also have Ron Clary and Ronald McKenzo and Ann Bea in Yellowknife. We've opened a Yellowknife office because basically we have 50% of the members that have to vote on this agreement don't live in Deline. They live outside of town. So we need presence outside the community. I want to recognize previous negotiators that are not here. I didn't realize I went through so many negotiators. We got sorry, I recognized Raymond earlier as a chief. I forgot now he's also a staff member. It's hard to look at Raymond as a staff member because I always worked for him. Raymond also signed and initialed the AIP. Previous negotiators from the feds, I hope I got them all. Kim Thompson, Paulette Panzeri, Daryl McLeod, and a good friend of mine. I like to call him a good friend, Kevin Flood. He's not here with us today, but I guarantee you he will be here if we vote yes, and I know we're going to vote yes. One quick story about Kevin, because it helped out in all my negotiations and how we design agreements in the end. Kevin once told me, after we were arguing all day, he says, because I was asking for everything. You know, when you're negotiating, you want everything. He says, Danny, don't ask for everything. He says, there's a better way to trick these guys, he says. I said, yeah, what's that? He said, don't ask for the entire elephant today, he says. Ask for the 2 legs in the back. Later on, ask for the 2 front legs. Later on, ask for the torso. Last, he said, ask for the head. And over the years, they wouldn't even realize they gave you the whole elephant, he says. They just want to say no today. Other negotiators from the federal government, Fred Talon. Fred's basically helped us carve this agreement. Prior to him, there was Doris Eggers and Tim Malone. I don't think there's anybody else. John Titsili briefly. Okay, so other than that, Leonard talked about the Deline Land Corporation and Deline First Nation government. I can't thank them enough for the support they've provided us, not only morally but also administratively. I want to thank Diane and her administrative staff, finance staff, for paying all our bills for 18 years, bothering us for receipts, bothering us for this, bothering us for that, but in the end, it all worked out well. The Deline First Nation, I want to thank them also, Chief Leonard Kinney. The charter community also been very supportive in the last 6 months to a year. We've brought them in as a role on transitioning. They've been very supportive. New SAO, Kurt Dolphus, and other members that he have here, Calvin Dolphus, that have not been mentioned, Phoebe Kinney, Berna Firth, Pauline Roach. Thank you guys. Thank you guys also for on the transition team. Last, we also have what we now call the Ratification Committee. After the initialing, I will go start talking to people publicly. The ratification team on my right will looking after the vote. So I won't get involved with the vote. Ratification committee members are Peter Bea from Deline, Raymond Canaton from Deline, Steve Iverson from Deline, I'm going to say Deline, but he's been a long time Genoviti employee, and Phoebe Taddy. They make up the team from Deline that are representing us on the ratification. They're already in existence. You've seen their work. They've started posting out a list of voters. From the territorial government, we have, who do we have on there? John Titsili and Lorraine Whiteman. And from the feds, we have Jarvis Gray and Janice Plowman. I also got to thank Jarvis and for all the work he's done with us, Jarvis Gray with the federal government, because all the money we receive is through contribution agreements, and those guys do a lot of work behind the scenes, getting us money over the years. And a good friend of mine also passed that did that same job as Jarvis, Gary Potts. I want to recognize him and thank him wherever he's today. So I want to thank them also. With that, I just want to thank you all. I look forward to placing my initials on that agreement, and I'll tell you that once I do that and we vote on this thing, it is Canadian history. Nowhere in this country is there a public Aboriginal government at a community level. This is going to be the first one. So we're going to be in the history books because it's going to be treaty protected. It's going to be something that I think will really do a lot of things to improve the lives of this community, because that's what it's about. It's not about structures, it's not about money, it's about coming together to fix our own problems. We don't want to wait and sit for somebody else to do it for me anymore. So when I talk about fixing our own problems, I see people struggling with homes, struggling with addictions, struggling with social issues. We can fix it, but we needed the tools. Today I recommend the tools to you. Masicho.